Okay, so this is Lee Canning, and I'm asking his perspective, different perspective than the last one, which was from Plaid Cymru people, about Welsh independence, and you're not in favor of it.
I'm not, no. I have actually got a very fortuitous position where I'm not actually from Wales originally.
Right.
I've only been living in Wales for half my life. I'm originally from Ulster, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And
I was going to ask you if you were from Ireland.
I can see from two sides of an arguments for a unified Ireland under the guise of Sinn Féin and their comrades within the IRA, and I can also see the Welsh Independence movement looking to break up the United Kingdom as well.
Right.
So, being here for 17 years, I'm more than qualified for the Welsh rugby team. I don't have a Welsh accent, and I do not speak Welsh, but that doesn't mean that I can see the arguments, but as well as that, argue against those arguments.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts against independence? Why is it a bad thing in your view?
Well, first and foremost, from an economic perspective, Wales in itself has really got no industry. I know that there's people that have romantic images about reviving the coal industry that we had 100 to 150 years ago.
Right.
But the only real industry that Wales has got now is tourism. Tourism is pretty much the market that brings money into areas like Conway, which we're in now, and throughout the rest of Wales, is where a lot of money actually goes. And Wales as a nation actually only raises 56 pence for every £1 spent in the public services. So, one of the reasons why I don't agree with Welsh independence is because if Wales was to get that independence, then sadly you would see communities throughout Wales, particularly in the South Wales valleys and in rural Wales, being decimated because the public finances simply wouldn't be there to sustain those communities.
Right.
It's not to say that I disagree with Wales having the opportunity of being independent. I think that there's lots of things that Wales could try to offer, but it's better being a part of the United Kingdom, which we as a nation of 4 nations can work together and strive for global markets, global economies, rather than being very, very singular. It's quite a small nation with only one really industry there now at the moment, which is still in its infancy.
Right. Yeah, and so now you live where?
I live in Cardiff.
You live in Cardiff, yeah. I like Cardiff. I think it's a great city.
It's like a village, you know everybody, but it's just big enough so that if you want to avoid somebody, you can.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think it might be my favorite city in the world. So you live in a great place. As I mentioned to you, a lot of my friends are very pro-independent. Of
course, yes.
And of course, the big voice right now is the leader of Plaid Cymru.
Yes. Adam Price.
Adam Price, yeah. And he's very eloquent in his approach.
Excellent politician.
Right. And he makes an argument of smallness not being a problem, as well as looking at a lot of nations that are now free from being under the banner of the UK and saying, he says, of course, yes. How many of them want back?
Actually, when you look at it, you've got countries such as Rwanda, which we never actually, in our colonial past, we actually didn't have an interest at all in Rwanda. It was the French. Right. But Rwanda's joined the Commonwealth, so people are actually wanting to get involved with the United Kingdom and the countries that we are affiliated to. There's nations such as the Irish Republic, which broke away from us back in 1921. Circumstances were very, very different back then. We had just come over the First World War. Right. The economic systems were completely different. But if we were actually working now in the United Kingdom with a common purpose to help each other out and for our communities to thrive and grow, then I can't see why we can't live and prosper together. In North Wales, we've got the A55, which stretches from Anglesey right through to Chester. We've got the Conservative government at the moment talking about the Northern Powerhouse and developing the English rail links. Well, why not bring all of North Wales into that so the LL postal codes in its entirety can prosper off the back of the English? And I know that some people may suggest and may make the point and think, oh, well, should Wales, and is this guy trying to advocate that Wales should be the begging bowl of the English and be at England's beck and call? I don't think that that's really the case here. I think that what we should be doing is allowing Wales, which has been failed actually by the Welsh government in Cardiff Bay, to prosper. So if we started looking at really the dynamics of business and infrastructure, and having that on a UK perspective, so more of a macroeconomic scale, well then what we could do is see Wales prospering. Wales has been in decline since we started devolving power. We've seen Labour in Cardiff Bay letting people down. And on a personal perspective, there's some Labour policies which I think are absolutely insane. In Wales, the Welsh government at the moment is spending £800 million on providing free prescriptions, and this is universal free prescriptions to everyone in Wales. But the entire infrastructure budget for Wales is also £800 million. So the Welsh economy is suffering. It's suffering, and the communities throughout the country are suffering because the Welsh government have a universal policy of free prescriptions, and I believe that if that was looked at and more of a business-focused approach was taken, then what we could do is we could see the Wales economy actually develop and prosper.
Okay, so that's actually an really helpful look at part of this issue of independence and why some people are supporting, but there are many people who are not. And
of course,
actually, the numbers are more against independence right now.
There are. I can't recall what the last St David's Day poll was, but the one before that, I believe that you were looking at around about 13% of people in Wales wanted to abolish the Assembly. And those who wanted independence were actually around about 6%. I know 6%, 13%, they're huge numbers. I think that what's actually happening is that in Cardiff Bay, and I'm sure a lot of your viewers will agree with me, that the Assembly in its current format is just simply not delivering for the people of Wales. There's two ways that we can go about this. We could either get rid of the institution completely, which I think would be wrong for Wales, or we could completely devolve everything and leave Wales independent, which again, equally would be wrong. What we do need to be doing is actually looking at what politicians do, ensuring that the people of Wales understand what their assembly members actually do and what decisions they have power over, and holding these people to account. There's many people throughout Wales that don't even understand that the Welsh government is responsible for healthcare. They still blame the health secretary sitting in Westminster for the failings of the Welsh NHS. There's people in Wales who do not understand that the Welsh government are responsible for housing, and when they see homeless people on the street, they blame the Conservative government sitting in Westminster. So what we need to be doing is actually ensuring that the Welsh Assembly are held to account, and when people go to the ballot box, that they're properly informed. I'm wholly supportive of a mass concerted effort from all fronts, of all political persuasions, to actually educate people on what the Welsh government and what the Welsh Assembly does for them. So when they do go to vote in the next elections or 2021, the people actually know what they're voting for.
So you are in favor of some form of devolution, but not to the point of independence.
Yeah, I believe that it's always good to know that you've got somebody who is a part of the community, be it on a village scale, a town scale, city scale, or even sort of a regional scale such as Wales, that's accountable to your region. There's many different benefits to devolution. One of them, for example, is, say, taxation policy. Now, what I'll use is I'll use air passenger duty as one very, very small, simple tax policy that could be changed. A lot of your viewers will know that in Wales, the Welsh government has nationalised Cardiff Airport. They bought that airport by using £52 million of Welsh taxpayers' money. What we would need in Wales is a taxation policy to go along to help that airport survive, grow and prosper. So if air passenger duty was devolved to Wales, then what we could do is we could first and foremost, raise the funds from that and reinvest it back into the Welsh economy. But what we could also do is look at tax varying powers. So we could reduce that tax, so attracting airlines into Wales, which aren't there at the moment, such as EasyJet, Ryanair. So we could bring these companies into Cardiff Airport, get that airport actually prospering more, and then have a proper competition model against Bristol Airport, which has taken a lot of trade away from South Wales. I'm using South Wales as the example, but you know what we could be doing then is looking at proper competition. We've got Anglesey Airport, which has now just set up new links, and what we could do there with Anglesey is again make it a little bit more competitive and ensure that we're actually starting to serve people not only in South Wales but in North Wales.
Okay, so those are thoughts on de-evolution, but not independence. So, thank you so much. That was really awesome.
There you go.